Welcome back. Let's read this. Just read about the dash 8.
De Havilland Canada-7. -7 redirects here. For other uses, see -7, disambiguation. This article needs additional citations for verification. Please help improve this article by adding citations to reliable sources. Unsourced material may be challenged and removed. Find sources. De Havilland Canada-7 News Times Newspapers Times Books Times Scholar Times Chester, July 2018. Learn how and when to remove this template message. The de Havilland Canada DHC-7, popularly known as the -7, is a turboprop-powered regional airliner with short takeoff and landing, STOL, performance. Variants were built with 50-54 seats. It first flew in 1975 and remained in production until 1988 when the parent company, de Havilland Canada, was purchased by Boeing in 1986 and later sold to Bombardier. In 2006 Bombardier sold the type certificate for the aircraft design to Victoria-based manufacturer Viking Air. Design and development, edit. In the 1960s, de Havilland Canada was already well known worldwide for their series of high-performance STOL aircraft, notably the very popular DHC-2 Beaver and DHC-6 Twin Otter. However, these aircraft were generally fairly small and served outlying routes, as opposed to the busier regional airliner routes which were already well served by larger, higher-performance turboprop aircraft such as the Fokker F-27, Fairchild F-27, Convair 580, Convair 600, and Hawker Siddeley 748. The de Havilland Canada Company personnel felt they could compete with these designs in a roundabout way. With their excellent STOL performance, their designs could fly into smaller airports located in city centers and smaller, outlying, more austere airports having runways that the other aircraft could not easily use, unpaved, unimproved. The original specification called for an aircraft that could carry 40 passengers and operating from runways only 2,000 feet long, 610 m, and designed for, with a full load of passengers, the ability to fly 700 nautical miles, 1,296 kilometers, or a range of 805 statute miles. With new noise restrictions coming into effect throughout the 1970s, an aircraft tailored for this role would also have to be very quiet. Propeller noise is a factor of blade length and chord and the speed at which it rotates. To meet these new regulations, the new design used much larger, oversized, propellers geared to rotate at a lower speed than is normally designed. Much of the problem sound from a typical propeller is generated at the tips of the blades which are rotating at or just beneath the speed of sound. By using oversized propeller blades, there is no need to have the blade tip reaching near the speed of sound, and the rotating speed can therefore be reduced without sacrificing thrust. In reducing the speed, this noise is reduced substantially. The -7 often landed at only 900 rpm, and took off at only 1,210 rpm. In other respects, the new DHC-7 was essentially a larger, four-engine version of the Twin Otter. The general layout remained similar, with a high aspect ratio, high-mounted wing, and similar details of the cockpit and nose profile. Changes included the addition of cabin pressurization, requiring a switch to a fuselage with a circular cross-section, landing gear that folded forward into the inner engine nacelles, and a large T-tail intended to keep the elevator clear of the prop wash during takeoff. The Twin Otter's empennage was a cruciform arrangement. The Twin Otter incorporated flaperons that drooped the ailerons as part of the flaps. but these were not included in the -7 due to weight and complexity. Instead, the ailerons were reduced in size to allow more flap area, and were augmented with 2 sets of roll spoilers, or spoilerons. The inboard roll spoilers operate at all speeds, while the outboard roll spoilers only operate at speeds less than 130 km to allow for more roll control at slower speeds. Upon touchdown, both the inboard and outboard roll spoilers extend in unison to aid in destroying lift created by the wing. Each wing also includes 2 ground spoilers which only extend on touchdown. Most of the trailing edge is spanned by a complex, double Fowler flap arrangement for high lift at low speed. During a typical still landing, flaps are selected to the 45 degrees position, generating more lift and drag, thus allowing for steeper descents and lower approach speeds. Depending on weight, the VF speed with flaps at 45 degrees is between 70 and 85 knots. On touchdown, through squat switches in the main gear, the flaps automatically retract to the 25 degrees position, thus reducing lift once on the runway and producing better braking performance. The flaps also retract to 25 degrees when engine power is increased during a go-around procedure. The 4-engine layout aids lift at low speeds due to the wide span of the propellers blowing air over the wing, prop wash. When reverse thrust is selected on landing, the props reverse pitch, push air forward, and slow the aircraft very effectively along with the anti-skid main wheel brakes. More importantly, if an engine fails, the asymmetric thrust is much less than on a twin-engine layout, thereby increasing safety and allowing for a lower minimum control speed with an engine inoperative. Operational history, edit. Development started in 1972 and the prototype first flew on the 27th of March, 1975. Testing went smoothly, and the first delivery took place to Rocky Mountain Airways on the 3rd of February, 1978. The -7 enabled Rocky Mountain Airways to operate scheduled passenger air service from Denver into the Avon STO port in Colorado, which was controlled by the airline. The Avon STO port was located in a mountain valley in close proximity to the Vail, Co ski resort. Another close-in ski resort airfield served by Rocky Mountain Airways with -7 flights from Denver was Steamboat Springs Airport in Colorado. With a relatively short runway length of 4,452 feet and an airfield elevation of 6,882 feet, the -7 was well suited for operations from this airport located in the Rocky Mountains. Flying as Continental Express via a code-sharing agreement with Continental Airlines, Rocky Mountain Airways also operated the -7 into the Telluride Airport located in the San Juan Mountains of southwest Colorado, with this mountain airport having an airfield elevation of 9,078 feet, thus making it one of the highest airports in the U.S. Kapalua Airport on the island of Maui, Hawaii was built by Hawaiian Airlines with a 3,000-foot runway, specifically for -7 operations. Scheduled passenger flights with new -7 turboprops began on the 1st of March, 1987. In 1993, this private airport was acquired by the state of Hawaii. 100 -7 turboprops were delivered by 1984, when the production line was put on hold in favor of the -8. Another 13 were delivered between 1984 and 1988. When the production lines were removed when Boeing bought the company. The last -7 was bought by Tyrolean Airways. The original Series 100 represents the vast majority of the aircraft delivered, and came in 2 models, the DHC-7-102 passenger version and -103 Combi with an enlarged cargo door. These were followed by the Series 110, which met British CAA requirements, including the -110 and -111, and finally the Series 150, which included additional fuel capacity and an improved interior in the -150 and -151. Plans were made for a Series 200 with the new PT6 of 50 forward/7 engines, which improved hot and high power, but these plans were shelved when Boeing ended production of the design. The mixture of features on the Dash 7 met with limited commercial success. Most commuter airline turboprop operators used the aircraft as feeder liners into large airports, where the still performance was not considered important. In comparison to other feeder liners, the Dash 7's 4 engines required twice the maintenance of a twin-engine model, thereby driving up operational costs. Finally, those airports that did require a high-performance STIL operation were generally small and well served by the Twin Otters. Had an airport needed a larger plane to serve its customer base, they would have built a longer runway. One exception to this was operations at London City Airport, LCY, which upon opening in 1987, was capable of handling few other aircraft types besides the Dash 7 due to its relatively short runway and steep approach. The runway at LCY was subsequently lengthened, and the approach angle reduced somewhat, and since accepts airliners such as the Airbus A220, Airbus A318, British Aerospace BAE 146 and Embraer 190 types. Noise criteria remain strict in comparison with other international airports. The Dash 7 also gained a number of military orders. The first of these was for 2 aircraft for the Canadian Armed Forces, which needed them to transport high-ranking passengers and freight around Europe. These aircraft received the CF designation CC-132 and were delivered to 412 Transport Squadron at Canadian Forces Base Lara, in West Germany. The United States Army operates several Dash 7 aircraft as surveillance platforms with the designation EO-5C, RC-7B before 2004, under the Airborne Reconnaissance Low program. Transport Canada operates a single DHC-7-150IR aircraft to conduct maritime surveillance, pollution monitoring, and ice patrols as part of the Transport Canada National Aerial Surveillance Program. The aircraft's home base is Ottawa, Ontario. During the summer, this aircraft conducts patrols throughout the Canadian Arctic, Alaska, and Greenland. During the fall and winter, this aircraft conducts patrols of the Great Lakes and east or west coasts of Canada as required. The design of a much more conventional twin-engine design commenced at de Havilland in 1978, resulting in the extremely popular Dash 8. The DHC-7 production line eventually delivered 113, of which 6 have been lost and 1 scrapped. Many of the rest remain in service. The American band Wilco released a song called Dash 7 on their 1995 album AM. Variants, edit. DHC-7-1. Prototypes, 2 built. DHC-7-100. Production passenger variant with a maximum of 54 passengers, with 43,000 pound or 20,000 kilograms takeoff weight. DHC-7-101. Production passenger forward/cargo variant with a maximum 50 passengers and a left-hand forward cargo door, with 43,000 pound or 20,000 kilograms takeoff weight. DHC-7-102. Production passenger variant with a maximum of 54 passengers, with 44,000 pound or 20,000 kilograms takeoff weight. DHC-7-103. production passenger /cargo variant with a maximum of 50 passengers and a left-hand forward cargo door, with 44,020 pound or 19,970 kilograms takeoff weight. DHC 7-110. DHC 7-102 certified for use in the United Kingdom. DHC 7-111. DHC 7-103 certified for use in the United Kingdom. DHC 7-150. Improved 1978 version with higher gross weight, increased fuel capacity, and improved passenger amenities. DHC 7-150IR. 1 Series 150 modified in 1986 for Transport Canada for ice forward/pollution patrols of the Canadian Arctic. CC 132. Canadian military designation for the Series 102/103. 05 ARLI, Airborne Reconnaissance Low-Mint. Converted by California Microwave Incorporated 1991-92. EO5BARLC, Airborne Reconnaissance Low-Mint. United States military designation for Series 102. EO5CARLM, Airborne Reconnaissance Low Multisensor. Converted by California Microwave Incorporated 1996. RC7BARLM, Airborne Reconnaissance Low Multisensor. Redesignated EO5C in 2004. Accidents and Incidents, edit. The de Havilland Canada DHC-7 has been involved in 6 accidents, and 10 incidents overall, with a total of 68 fatalities. 1. The 28th of April, 1982, an Aerovias Nacionales de Honduras DHC-7-103 was hijacked at La Ceiba International Airport in Honduras with no loss of life. 2. The 9th of May, 1982, an Aliemda DHC-7-103 crashed into sea near Aden International Airport in Yemen, killing 23 of 49 on board. 3. The 23rd of June, 1982, a Henson Airlines DHC-7 was hijacked at Staunton Shenandoah Valley Airport, in Virginia with no lives lost. 4. The 15th of February, 1983, Rio Airways Flight 252 DHC-7-102 was hijacked at Nuevo Laredo, Mexico, with none of 20 on board injured. 5. The 6th of May, 1988, Wideria Flight 710 DHC-7-102 crashed on a hillside during poor weather near Nisund Airport in Norway, killing 36 on board. 6. The 28th of November, 1998, ADNK Aviation Leasing Group DHC-7-102 crashed after an engine failed during a test flight near Ashburton, United Kingdom, killing the crew of 2. 7. The 23rd of July, 1999, a U.S. Army DHC-7-102-050 crashed into a mountain near Orito in Putumayo Province in Colombia, killing all 7 on board. 8. The 7th of September, 1999, a Skyline Nigeria DHC-7-102 was damaged from a belly landing at Port Harcourt Airport with 19 on board, no fatalities. 9. The 4th of September, 2002, Asian Spirit Flight 897 DHC-7-102 slid off the runway at Manila Ninoy Aquino International Airport with 49 on board, no fatalities. 10. The 1st of May, 2006, Trans-Capital Air, a Toronto-based charter company, for United Nations mission in Liberia, UNMIL, DHC-7-102 crash-landed at Zwedru Airport in Liberia after its landing gear failed to extend, with 40 on board, 37 Ethiopian soldiers, all uninjured. Operators, edit. Current airline and other operators, edit. As of July 2018, a total of 17-7 aircraft, all variants, remain in commercial service. Other aircraft remain in other services. Canada. 1 Air Tindi, 5. 2 National Aerial Surveillance Program, 1. 3 Trans-Capital Air, 9. Kenya. 1 Air Kenya Express, 2. United Kingdom. 1 British Antarctic Survey, 1. United States. 1 United States Army, unknown. Former operators, edit. Argentina. 1 Kaikan Linneas Airras. Australia. 1 Jetcraft Aviation. Austria. 1 Tyrolean Airways. Canada. 1 Air Atlantic. 2 Air BC. 3 Air Tindi. 4 City Express. 5 Time Air. 6 Trans-Capital Air. 7 Ward Air, both aircraft named Don Braun. 8 Voyager Airways. Colombia. 1 Helicol. Denmark. 1 Maersk Air. Greenland. 1 Air Greenland. Guatemala. 1 Avians Comerciales de Guatemala, AFCOM. 2 Aeroroute Maya. Honduras. 1 SASA. Indonesia. 1 Pelota Air Service, 2. Israel. 1 Arkaya. Malaysia. 1 Berjaya Air. New Zealand. 1 Newman's Air. Nigeria. 1 Skyline, Nigeria. Norway. 1 Wideres Flyvselskap. 2 DNK Aviation Leasing Group. Papua New Guinea. 1 Air Niugini. Philippines. 1 Asian Spirit. 2 Zest Airways, formerly Asian Spirit, now Air Asia Zest. Slovenia. 1 Adria Airways. South Africa. 1 Inter Air, operated 1 aircraft. Tanzania. 1 Regional Air Services, Tanzania. United Kingdom. 1 Bremon. 2 London City Airways. United States. 1 Air Oregon. 2 Air Pacific, United States, commuter airline based in California, acquired by Golden Gate Airlines. 3 Air West, commuter air carrier in Texas not to be confused with Hughes Air West. 4 Air Wisconsin. 5 Allegheny Commuter. 6 Atlanta Express Airline Corporation. 7 Atlantic Southeast Airlines, ASA, subsequently renamed as ExpressJet. 8 Continental Express, operated by Rocky Mountain Airways in code share service for Continental Airlines. 9 Crown Airways, operated on Allegheny commuter service. 10 Delta Connection, operated by Atlantic Southeast Airlines, ASA, and Rio Airways in code share services for Delta Airlines. 11 Aero Aviation, operated code share service for Alaska Airlines in Alaska. 12 Golden Gate Airlines. 13 Golden West Airlines. 14 Gulfstream International Airlines. 15 Hawaiian Airlines. 16 Henson Airlines, operated code share service for Piedmont Airlines. 17 Mark Air Express, operated code share service for Mark Air in Alaska. 18 Maverick Airways, operated code share service in Colorado for the current version of Frontier Airlines. 19 Pan Am Express, operated by Ransom Airlines for Pan Am via a code sharing agreement. 20 Paradise Island Airlines. 21 Ransom Airlines. 22 Rio Airways. 23 Rocky Mountain Airways Worldwide Launch Customer. 24 Ross Aviation. 25 Trans World Express, operated by Ransom Airlines on behalf of TWA via a code sharing agreement. Venezuela. 1 Conversa. 2 Linea Turistica Aeriti, 1. South Yemen. 1 Aliemda. Other civilian operators, edit. The British Antarctic Survey operates a single -7 in support of its research program in Antarctica. The aircraft undertakes regular shuttle flights between either Stanley on the Falkland Islands, or Punta Arenas, Chile, and the Rother Research Station on Adelaide Island. It also operates to and from the ice runway at the Sky Blue Logistics Facility on the Antarctic mainland. Military operators, edit. Canada. 1 Canadian Forces, 2 delivered 1979 to Canadian Air Mobility Tasking for use at CFB Lara, flown until 1987, replaced by DHC-8. United States. 1 United States Army, 10-1050, 2 E05B, 5 RC-7B. Venezuela. 1 Venezuelan Navy, 1 delivered in 1982. Specifications, edit. Data from James All the World's Aircraft 1982-83. General characteristics. 1 Crew, 2 Capacity, 50-54 passengers. 3 Length, 80 feet 7.75 in, 24.5809 m. 4 Wingspan, 93 feet 0 in, 28.35 m. 5 Height, 26 feet 2 in, 7.98 m. 6 Wing Area, 860 square feet, 80 m. 7 Airfoil, Route, NACA 63A418 mod, Tip, NACA 63A415 mod. 8 Empty weight, 27,690 pound, 12,560 kilograms. 9 Max takeoff weight, 44,000 pound, 19,958 kilograms. 10 Power plant, 4 Pratt & Whitney Canada PT6 of 50 turboprop engines, 1,120 shp, 840 kilowatts, each. Performance. 1 Maximum speed, 231 km, 266 miles per hour, 428 kilometers per hour. 2 Range, 690 mi, 790 mi, 1,280 kilometers, with 50 passengers and baggage. 3 Service ceiling, 21,000 feet, 6,400 m, 25,000 feet, 7,620 m, without passengers. 4 Rate of climb, 1,120 foot /min, 5.7 m /s, en route, flaps and landing gear up. 5 Takeoff field length, 2,260 feet, 689 m. 6 Landing field length, 1,950 feet, 594 m. See also, edit. Related development. 1 De Havilland Canada DHC-6 Twin Otter. 2 De Havilland Canada DHC-8-8. Aircraft of comparable role, configuration, and era. 1 Antonov 24. 2 ATR-42. 3 Convair 540/580/600/640. 4 Dornier 328. 5 Fokker F-27. 6 Hawker Siddeley HS 748. 7 Saab 340. Related lists. 1 List of civil aircraft. 2 List of STL aircraft. Notes, edit.